So welcome to the first ever 360 degree virtual assembly, and today I'm talking about natural phenomena. And I'd like to start by talking about nature itself really, and looking up. If you look behind, you can see this enormous giant sequoia behind me, which has been there for about 150 years. Now, before the school was here, this was all fields, so there were no trees around. If you look around you, all the trees that are here have grown up in the last 150 years. And so it's quite unusual to think that something which seems so permanent and so everlasting, such as all these trees, they're actually relatively young. And what about the amount of carbon that's stored in these? Thinking about climate change and just how much CO2 has been locked away in these trees. Well, the giant sequoia behind me is a relatively small one compared with the world record, which is about 100 times the mass of the one directly behind me. I think the mass of the one behind is about 7 to 10 tonnes in terms of its total weight. And in terms of how much CO2 that's absorbed over its lifetime, it's approximately twice that, so somewhere between 14 and 20 tonnes of CO2. So how does that compare with how much we're giving out? Well, it's thought that the average family will give out around about 45 tonnes of CO2 just in 1 year. So in order to offset your carbon, you would need to grow one of those every 2 to 3 years. Sorry, you'd need to grow 2 or 3 of those every year, not one every 150 years. That, or plant an awful lot of them every year to try and counteract all of that CO2. That's great, and sequoias are really good at absorbing CO2. They're one of the a really good example of a species which can lock it away. And there are some forests being grown in the UK trying to use this as a method of combating climate change. But on its own, it's simply not going to be enough. We will need to also reduce the amount of CO2 we're emitting, as well as trying to capture it again. Now, whilst that's a great thing for absorbing CO2, it's not quite so good for other things, because giant sequoias are not native to the UK, and therefore they don't necessarily fit into our ecosystem. When you look up at these trees, you don't see quite so many birds using the tree. You don't see that many insects around the tree, compared with the natural species, the native species of the UK. And you can see some of those over in the woods over to my right. It's just starting to snow. I'm going to take you for a little walk now, and I can see just inside the woods over to my right there are some deer which are lying down, and I wonder if we'll actually capture a glimpse of those if we go over there now. The deer that live on the school site are roe deer, and we need to be careful not to disturb them too much, otherwise I don't want them running off into the road or anything. So I'm going to stop talking now for a bit. So I'd like to show you some old photographs of the school dating back to 1857. And if you start by looking towards the school in the background, up the main steps, you will see the first photograph where there is some scaffolding around the building. And note that there are no trees at all at this particular stage. It's a completely empty field which the school is being built on. If you scroll round clockwise, so round to your right, you'll see the finished school in 1865, and the wall at the front is there, but again, not a single tree, maybe one or two that have been planted just up the drive. As you scroll, as you sort of move around further to the right, there's another photo of the school, and then just a bit further around you can see the original map of how they planned out the planting for the school and the various paths. And what you can see on there are a row of trees going up the main drive, but the giant sequoias that we mentioned before aren't actually on that plan. If you have a look a bit further round, what you can see is some photographs of the school a little bit later on where the giant sequoias have started to grow, and you can see the photograph in the background that you're looking at, the current day school where the giant sequoia is, between the two photographs, and you can see in those photographs in the foreground that giant sequoia is growing quickly but still not nearly as tall as it is there. There are some trees growing up the drive, but they haven't reached their full heights that we can see today either. And a couple of other views. In this photograph you can see that the schoolhouse boarding has been added to the side of the building, and with the aerial view you can also see how quickly those trees have grown up. These photos are probably from around the 1930s. So tree planting is definitely one of the ways that we can help to combat climate change, but it's not the only way. We will need to reduce the amount that we use energy resources as well.